Hey, what's up, guys? So today is day 16. Today is going to be a little shorter. So let's go. Today we're learning about the for each function. Please paste. I'll go to explain the JavaScript for each method to a beginner. For each is a JavaScript method used to go through each item in an array one by one and do something with each item. Think of it as for each item in this list, do this action. A simple real life example. Imagine you have a list of fruits. You want to print each fruit to the screen. Proves that for each console.log fruit function console. What happens to fruits that for each? Tells JavaScript go through the fruits array. Function fruit. This function runs once for each item in the array. This is the current item. This is the current item in the array. Prints the current fruit. How many times does this run? If the array has three items, the function runs three times, once for each item. Using an arrow function shorter version, same thing with shorter syntax. Fruit. Okay, you see this a lot in modern JavaScript. Getting the index position. You can also get the index position of each item. Function fruit index. Output 0, 1, 2. Fruit the item index the position in the array. Why use for each instead of for loop? Traditional for loop. With for each, easier to read, less code, less chance of mistakes. Important rules for beginners. For each works only on arrays, not on objects, not on strings directly. You cannot stop for each. You cannot use break or return to stop it early. This does not work. Okay, if you need to stop early, use a for loop instead. For each does not return a new array. The result proves that for each fruit the uppercase console result are defined. If you want a new array, use map instead. When should you use for each? Use for each when you want to do something with each item. You don't need a new array. You don't need to stop early. Examples: printing values, updating the DOM, sending data logging. Very simple summary. Array.forEach array.forEach item. Do something with this item. For each item in the array, run this code. If you want, I can next explain map filter. Okay, give me a few beginner friendly exercises. Practice for each. Wait for my answer to each one and grade it before giving the next. We'll do this step by step. Print each number to the console. Uh, Numbers dot for each number console log number. I think node for each. Okay. Okay. Use for each to print I like. Okay. I like apple, I like banana, I like orange. Fruits dot for each fruit console log I like fruit. Okay, this should be it. Why is it giving me two responses? Router. For news people in medium. I get this one. You're given or to print the index and the value in this format. Okay. Nope. What the heck is okay? Numbers dot for each num index console.log index num, right? Yeah. Oops. Okay, I think that's it. I don't know why does getting the index actually work here. Six like this. Let's answer. Why does getting the index like this actually work? Because for each automatically gives you the index is the second argument. How for each really works. When JavaScript runs for each, it calls your function once for each item and secretly passes three values to it. Calls secretly passes three values to it. Array for each function value index array. But current item index position array. Each item secretly passes to it. The whole array. So this line numbers that for each num index in JavaScript saying here's the current position num, here's the current number, here's the position index. What happens step by step for this array 10, 20, 30? JavaScript does this internally. Num10 index 0 second run. Num20 num20 index 1 num30 index 2. You didn't calculate the index, JavaScript gave it to you. Important beginner rule. The order of parameters matters. Correct value index. Wrong index value. Swapped. Wrong meaning. JavaScript always sends value index array. You can you can you can ignore what you don't need. If you want if you only want the value for each value. If you want value index. If you want all three value index array, it says for me, you're going to print a double of each value, of each number. Okay, why is this medium? Where is that for each num console.log num times 2? You can get 2, 4, 6, 8. There we go. There we go. Okay. So we're going to do one or two more. Print only the number is greater than 5. Okay, what is this? Numbers dot for each num if num greater than 5 console log num. Okay, there we go, 7 9 there. Okay, blah 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 blah. But what you just did is manual filtering using for each. Literally run Number greater than 5. But for now, your solution is perfect for practice. Advanced beginner. Use for each to print. Alex has 4 letters. Sam has 3 letters. Jonathan has 8 letters. Okay. Names that for each name in, okay, let's say console the log n has in the length letters. Is this a, no, it's not. Okay, okay. How is this tricky? How is this advanced beginner? Standing work. What is excellent? Final one. Use for each to calculate the sum of all numbers then print the results. Shoot, okay, this might be more difficult. For each to calculate the sum of all numbers then print the result. Use for each must use a variable outside for each. Print the sum after the loop. Let sum equals 0. Numbers dot for each num sum plus equals num console.log sum, something like this, I think. Okay, okay, I think we're done. Okay, beginner, still intermediate. Okay. Okay, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my links in the description, GitHub, follow me on GitHub, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and also Twitter. Links in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.